Hi. I always get asked this question. Hey Alex, what's your favorite deck of cards? Well, guess what? In today's video, I will be answering that, and not only what my favorite deck is, but give you my top 5 favorite decks of playing cards. This video is paired with a nice little giveaway that we are going to do, not only myself, but a friend of mine who also has a YouTube channel. His name is Kier Gomes. He's got some really interesting content, so you're gonna wanna watch till the end of this video so that Kier could give you all the details on how to win some decks. Now, over the last 9 years, starting back in 2011 when I printed my first deck, I have come to print quite a few decks of cards. To be precise, over 100 different decks, designs, brands, lines of different decks. Now, a lot of people know me for just the Knox, which, as creative as they are, I know. Hold on, we gotta pose for a thumbnail shot. Is this how you do it? Gotta act surprised. With my Magic and Playing Card Company, we have produced many decks, but if I were to take the decks that I produced over, let's say, the last few years and have to pick a top 5 list, I think this is what it would be. Coming in at number 5, we have the Fort Knox deck. Fort Knox is obviously a play on words from Fort Knox, where they keep the gold in the US, and obviously this is made to resemble a gold bullion or gold bar. The tuck is made completely out of gold. That's right, 24 karat gold. Obviously not, it's just gold foil. But nonetheless, it is made to resemble that gold bar that we all know and love with the 999.9 pure right there, Fort Knox stamped onto it. This deck was one of the first Knox decks that we created a story about, and we filmed a wartime sort of little mini movie where Sergeant Major Knox, you heard that right, that's his name, found this deck in the middle of the war, put it away, and 100 years later we released it. Obviously just trying to have fun with the brand, create something new. Now let's take a look inside of the deck. We used metallic ink for the back of the cards. Now these are obviously the Knox cards that you all know and love, with every feature included in it. And we used the metallic ink just because I wanted to have this sort of muted feel to it, this sort of non-shininess, get this contrast between shiny and non-shiny. Although it would have been dope if we had foil backs. They are very expensive though, so maybe sometime in the future foil back Knox will come out. And standard faces, because for me it's important to have standard faces on decks. And that's about it. This is one of my favorites, obviously, because it's in the top 5. And there you have it, Fort Knox. Okay, number 4 on the list, we have the Summer Knox, and I think the orange one takes the cake for my favorite of the two, and my number 4 deck in the top 5. Summer Knox have always been my favorite since the very inception of it many years ago. We finally put a new logo on it. Before, they just looked like the Knox originals, but this one has the Summer Knox logo on it, still very minimal. It's got that pineapple on the back, which is pretty nice. Now last summer, I think it was, Chris Ramsey and I flew to Bermuda to film some cool videos with the Summer Knox, so that was really fun. And another interesting thing about Summer Knox is that when I started touring and I did over 100 city lecture tour, this Summer Knox, well, not this particular one, but the orange Summer Knox were the ones that I did every single lecture with, and I still have the deck somewhere, I believe. Standard backs, exactly what you would expect on a Knox deck, of course marked for clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds. Faces of the cards are standard because I think that's important when a minimal deck like this is used. And I like the Jokers. The Joker is probably my favorite card in the deck just because it's so cute. Look at that little pineapple right there. And that is my 4th deck. Boom, here we go with number 3, the Knock on Wood. Get it? Knock on wood? No? Alright. I've always wanted to make a brown Knox original for the longest time, and finally was able to do it with this craft tuck paper with a nice brown seal on it, so it sort of goes together. Now what I like about this deck is that the tuck itself is very sturdy and very thick. Knox originals themselves, they have a more thin, sort of papery kind of tuck case because we want to keep obviously the deck in between that $5-6 range, so that's why we have that. I really wanted to use that craft paper. On the inside we have the standard Knox, but the color is just perfect. Now for me, the color itself is that perfect tone of elegance, something that I would want to take with me to a cocktail bar when I order my whiskey. It matches perfectly. It has the feel of it. Actually, see, for me, it's very important how a deck of cards makes you feel when you have it in your hand and doing certain sleights, especially with the environment that you're in. It has to match perfectly, and for me, this deck is a winner. It does just that. Coming in the countdown at number 2, the Knox 3000 X1s. Very hard to choose which one I like actually from these two, but I think I'm going to have to go with the white one. The Knox 3000 X1s were actually the first deck to break the mold of the traditional knockback design. Now usually the knock decks are just one color, and this one, as you can see from the back design, breaks that mold, breaks the tradition, and goes a little crazy. Now I did this for a few reasons. I thought to myself, what would a knock deck look like in the future? And this is sort of the answer that we came up with. I was really inspired by different futuristic designs in movies like Tron. Now, much like some of our other knock decks, we actually created a very cool story for this deck of cards that takes place in the year 3000, and we filmed a very, very cool trailer. The world is taken over by artificial intelligence, and our protagonist goes out, finds this deck of cards, which is important for some reason, and sends it back to the past in the year 2019, where it lands on my desk. I find it, I release it, and save the world, I guess. The thing that really stands out about this deck is obviously these little design areas here in the side. That makes the fans really nice, makes the spreads nice, and actually just puts a whole different feel on the deck. A little bit of an upgrade on the chord cards. You can see that they're customized just a little bit to match the feel of the deck with the color tones in them. The darks of the reds also play a nice little part in it, and also the jokers are a nice tone of blue. There you have it, the Knox 3000 X1s. Drum roll please for number 1. I'm gonna have to go with the knockouts. Now I cannot decide, I'm gonna have to decide right now, but I'm gonna have to go with, I don't have the black one here. Alright, I'm gonna have to go with the whites. Even though the reds and the greens are so nice, you can see that I actually use them quite a bit. The tuck is really worn out. I'm gonna have to go with the green, is also green and gold. I love it. But I'm gonna have to go with the white knockouts because they were the first personalized deck that I created. I actually had this in one of the Knox signature series, the first one that ever came out. And it was just such a bold deck at the time. A lot of people joked, hey Alex, why don't you make white Knox? Well, I did it, folks. I did it. What I really like about this deck is that we used a bee crushed combination, and that just makes that deck feel perfect. It just feels perfect. Nothing else I could say about it. Everything is exactly how you want it to be. Now, one thing I like about this deck of cards being so minimal is that actually you can use a Sharpie to write down a prediction on the back of the card, or have them write something down, or use it in any mentalism routine that you want. It has that really nice plus to it. And by the way, guys, if you do not know, the cards themselves are marked for suit, just like every other knock deck. If the corners are sharp or round, that's going to tell you whether it's clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. So in this case, 1, 2, 2 sharps would be a heart. Boom. If it's 1 sharp, it's spade. Obviously, 2 sharps is hearts. 2. Clubs is 3, 3 obviously, and the diamonds is 4. So if you didn't know that, that's a little bonus for you. There you have it, guys. That is my number 1 deck of cards. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, Alex, the decks are very nice, but how do I win some decks, right? Because everybody wants free decks, right? Can you give me a free deck? Alex, do you mind sparing a deck? I'll take an open deck if you have one. Now, if you want to win 5 decks, like I said, this is a 2-part video to enter the contest. This is the first part, and you're about to go to the second part, where my friend Kier is standing by, ready to go, and give you all the details. So take it away, Kier.
Thanks so much for having me on your channel, Alex. Really an honor to be here. I'm a huge fan and avid supporter, so thank you so much. Now for you guys, as Alex said, we are going to be giving away his top 5 favorite decks of cards. So all you have to do to enter that giveaway is make sure you like both videos, subscribe to both mine and Alex's channel, then find the secret word somewhere in this video, head on over to my channel and leave a comment on my video what it is. We will be picking a winner, and that winner will be getting Alex's top 5 favorite decks. Thanks again for having me on, Alex, and for you guys, I will see you over on my channel. Peace.